Hey everyone, this is Sohail and I'm here in this beautiful weather, sunny California and by the ocean. And we are here to talk about software engineering and how you can live remotely, work remotely, live anywhere you want. And we're here to talk about how to be able to do that. All right, so let's go for a walk and let's talk about it. Let's do it. All right, so as you can tell, this is a new YouTube channel I created, and I'm still trying to figure out the best content to put on there. But today, since my main job is still a software engineer and I live this beautiful place, I decided to come here, tell you a little bit about it, show you around, and let me know what everybody thinks, right? And I want to see what the comment section is going to be like. If you guys like this video, at the end, make sure to leave a comment or leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe as always. And again, this is a new channel, that's what everybody else says, so I figured that's probably what I should say too. So all right, so we're not here to talk about YouTube, but we're here to obviously talk about how you can get from where you are and end up creating enough income so you can work remotely. You can work from home, you can work anywhere in the world that you wish. And as you can tell, I live in California. The weather is absolutely beautiful here today. I'm by a golf course and we're going to go on a trail soon. And as you know, most of you know, California is not exactly cheap to live at. And here we are. I work remotely. I never have to go to an office anywhere. I used to do that for such a long time, but I think, as you probably know by now, this is not what I do anymore. And I'm here to tell you how you can also accomplish the same thing, right? So it's all about willpower and knowing what you're doing, right? Because I worked a good part of my life as a software engineer, or I should say a good part of my career as a software engineer working in an office. And I would get a different job and I would think this job is better because I have more free snacks or whatever it may be the case. But it's never anywhere as good as what I've been doing for the past year or so, because I get to choose where I want to live. I get to do whatever I want as long as I keep making the products that I'm making and making enough money to sustain myself and maybe save a little. So, well, we're here to talk about that and figure out how we can do that. And so we're going to go through it and we're going to figure out the best way to accomplish those things. And you don't have to be a super senior software engineer or anything like that. As long as you have some skills in software engineering, in tech in general, then I'm sure you'll be able to accomplish exactly the same thing that I've been able to do. It's just that the difference is you don't have to go through 10, 15 years of kind of wasting your time working for somebody else. You can just jump right into it and work for yourself. So let me show you around a little where we are here. We're going to go up that hill. We're going to go on a trail outside the golf course. And this is the Pacific Ocean, and the color is so beautiful today. It's just super bright blue. It's absolutely amazing. And the weather doesn't get any better than this where I live. It's like 75 degrees, no wind, and we're not that far away from Silicon Valley. So in fact, it's right over that mountain right there. That's where San Mateo is, that's where Silicon Valley is, Mountain View, Google, all those big companies. My arm is getting tired a little bit, so let me switch arms. Hopefully you can still see. Yeah. All right, maybe not a good idea. Let me switch back. So, how do we work remotely? And how do we make a sustainable income source to be able to live anywhere you want? And again, like I said, you don't have to necessarily live in California, right? Like, especially at the beginning. If you don't already live here, there's no reason to move here. Well, other than this beautiful ocean right here and the weather. But other than that, I'm sure a lot of other parts of the world, if you're in the US, there's a bunch of other places where it's just as beautiful, it's just as nice to live, but it's nowhere near as expensive to live. So if you're just getting started, I would suggest probably like start somewhere in the Midwest, or just move somewhere less expensive. If you already live in California or New York or something, just move. You don't have to be there. There's nothing really that would say that you have to necessarily stay there, especially if you're in tech or if you want to get in tech. So let's talk about business, right? The number one reason, or the number one way to create wealth is obviously to live frugally as possible, or as frugally as possible. So you're not spending too much money to begin with. And we all already kind of know that. But to take that seriously, it means something much different. Because in reality, living beyond your means is always like a recipe for disaster. You always need to switch your job. You need to always like make sure you end up upgrading your apartment because you have a little bit more money, and now you just want to compete with your peers. And it's just not a good idea. So you always want to live beyond or below your means, even if you have the money to burn, as they say. So let me switch arms here. All right, much better. So yeah, let's talk about how to make money. But first, so here's the gist of it. Basically, like a quick summary. What you do, you go on the internet, you get some data, and you start monetizing that data. And so what do I mean by that? Look at Google, look at Facebook, look at some of the largest companies in the world, and they sell your data, right? And everybody's talking about that. Everybody's blaming Facebook for selling data. But in reality, it's not so bad. Like, it doesn't have to be your social security number. It doesn't have to be something super personal. But of course, like, that's not what Facebook does either. They sell your friend list or relationship lists to other people and monetize that, which is not what I'm here to talk to you about. This is much less benign than that, or I guess more benign than that. The way my thinkings are, you start small. You start with some problem that exists in the world that you know some people are going to pay for. For example, how do I create a YouTube channel, right? That's like one example where you know people are searching for that on YouTube. They're figuring out how to do it. They see other people making money and they want to know how to do that. So they start searching for those terms on Google. Or it could be other things like, how do I move from California to New York? Or how do I lower my cost of living? Or how do I get a job, right? There are many different ways where people are like searching for information that is going to improve their life. And so if you're able to provide a product when those people are searching for those keywords, then you end up kind of profiting in that scenario. And trust me, there's millions of different keywords out there, billions, that nobody's thought of. And it's just so beautiful over here. I'm going to show you that all you have to do is just like engage those people, and it's easier than you think. And check that out. This is like a beautiful cliff, absolutely gorgeous. I kind of want to go down there, but maybe some other time. So yeah. Oh, there's a little bunny there. Hello, bunny. He just ran away. Okay. Yeah, so we're here in this beautiful field. This is where the trail is going to begin. I'm going to go that way for like 20 miles. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to 20 miles, but this is a 20-mile trail, I believe. I've never been to the end of it. Okay, so where were we? So yeah, like people are searching Google. We established that, right? Like people are constantly searching Google. They're figuring out what to do with their life. Maybe they have a problem they want to solve. And it's just that nobody else is helping them. Nobody else has a solution for those people. In the case of moving, obviously like the first thing that's going to pop up is U-Haul or some other moving company. But what if that's not what they want? What if they want like a turnkey solution that kind of does everything for them so they don't have to think about it, right? Or what if somebody wants to learn how to make a YouTube channel without watching a million YouTube channels? And then, so the point I'm trying to make is that there's so many different problems out there It's just that you have to kind of think about it and see what people might be thinking about, and then just go and do that. Let me switch arms again. Sorry about this, guys. Next time I'll definitely get a stick to hold my camera so my arm doesn't get as tired, so I don't have to switch anymore. But yeah, check out this view, man. It's beautiful. And there's nobody here because most people are stuck in an office working for some idiot who's gonna give them $200, $300 a day. Why the fuck would you do that? I'm sorry for my French, but seriously, I've done that for such a long time. I thought that's how the game works. And now I'm in my mid-30s, so I finally figured out that you don't have to do that. Like, that's actually like pretty terrible, especially if you live in the US. You don't want to do that. Anyway, so going back to the ideas. So all you have to do, which I'm trying to make it sound like maybe a little too simplistic. It's not as easy, but definitely it's doable. And reach out to me. I'll help out if in any way possible. Just tell me what ideas you're thinking about, and I'll help out with the execution of that if you need help, or at least tell you how to plan it. But here's how it works, right? Like you search for some sort of information on the Google, and then you realize, holy shit, there's no single place to do this problem, to solve this problem the way I want to solve. And that's right there. That's the opportunity that you've been looking for right there. At that point, you found something that doesn't exist. Nobody else is doing it. All you have to do is just create a website, put in those keywords that you just searched for, and provide some sort of value. Now, here's where a lot of people get confused. It's like, wait a minute. So the reason the product doesn't exist is because it's so difficult to make that. And in a lot of cases, that's true, but I'm here to tell you that's complete bullshit in most cases. All you have to do is just make it a little bit better than the existing product. Now, I'm not saying go compete with U-Haul or anything like that, but what I'm saying is create like an end-to-end solution, some sort of directory or some sort of hub, a network, where with little amount of effort, you basically marginally increase value for somebody else who may be looking for those products or services that you're trying to offer. For example, if you're looking to move, well, you need to get packing tape, you need to get like boxes, you need to get like soft cloths to protect your furniture and movers, U-Haul. What if you create a directory that listed all those things in the same place all at once? And so how do you do that? Switching arms again. All right. So first step is collecting data. Remember what I said about Google and Facebook collecting data, and that's basically their business model. You do the same thing. So how does Google do that? Well, Google has a thing called Search Spider. Some of you who are more technical, you probably know what that is. It's basically something that goes and downloads data, downloads different websites, different pages on the internet, and brings it to in one place on google.com. And so when you search for any keyword, it goes in there and searches for all those pages and sees if it finds that keyword. So you do the same exact thing. Let's say you end up recognizing or identifying a source of interesting information, I don't know, like moving companies or rental companies or box stores that are cheaper than other places. But basically what I'm saying is you compile a bunch of data, and this is basically like big data, right? So you have to start getting data, and this data comes from various online pages, online websites, and you start collecting that data, and you create a central place where if somebody's looking to move, the first thing they see is your website. Hopefully, if you use the right keyword, or if they use the right keyword, your website will pop up and it will have a list of all the services that that person will need to move. And they don't have to go around to different websites. They don't have to go to like one website to another to get the truck, to get the U-Haul, to get the boxes, you know what I mean, right? So you provide a single stop service where people go in there, and that's your niche. That's how you create a niche. That's how you end up centralizing everything, so you're just solving one problem instead of so then they only have to find you to solve all the problems that they're trying to solve in the case of moving. And that's basically like how you monetize. So, and then you do SEO, right? Search engine optimization, which is key to basically any website nowadays. Anybody who wants to make any money on the internet, they have to start with SEO at some point. And if they don't do SEO correctly, they end up losing a lot of the potential revenue. So you end up optimizing that landing page. You put in millions of pages for different zip codes, for different cities, and you just create like a template that, as a software engineer, you should be able to easily to do that, right? Like you create a template, you end up, look, check this out, check out this view, it's incredible. Those birds are flying, I don't know if you can see it, make sure I don't fall down. It's absolutely gorgeous. And you can hear the voice, the sound of the waves. It's beautiful. So glad I'm here. That's where we're gonna go right now. Maybe head back soon. Yeah, so you end up like auto-populating those pages. Again, you start from a single template. And what is this template that I'm talking about? It's the template exactly the same thing I talk about in the case of a moving company. In the case of a website that you want to have a central hub for people who want to move, you put in the truck rental companies that are nearby. You put in, I don't know, like the moving companies that are nearby. And you put in like packing supply companies that are nearby. And you try to do as many things as possible in one template. And this template, again, is not, like I said, it's like marginal value. This doesn't have to solve the problem in an ingenious way at all. This is just a landing page that is targeted to the keywords that you previously searched for and did not find anything on the internet, at least on top of Google. And if you identify those keywords, and there are millions of those keywords, that so far just nobody's created or nobody paid enough attention to those keywords because maybe they're too small, they're not a lot of traffic, but it doesn't have to be huge. Like for you to make enough money, you just have to find one of those niche keywords, provide marginal value, spread out those pages, expand using your software engineering skills. Again, what do I mean by expand? You take the template that you created, a single page template, you put in the data pieces that you want, like jigsaw puzzles. You put in the maps, I don't know, you put in like the listings of various companies, supplies for a particular city, neighborhood, or zip code. In fact, you can do it for all of the above. Create different pages for every zip code there is. There's 45,000 zip codes in the US. There are cities, states. So when people search for how do I move from New York to California, or move from New York to California with a budget, or move from New York to California for less than $2,000, or some random keyword that people may be searching for, and your brain is your idea generator. If you think about it, other people are probably thinking about it too. So you don't have to find a source of information to do this. Like you can use your own brain or your friend's brain. Just type in anything that comes to mind, be creative. Chances are other people are using the same exact keywords. And if you get lucky, and you don't have to be that lucky to find a keyword that doesn't have any good websites associated with it, and you become that website, you create that website, you end up generating that template. And once you create the template, there's not much you need to do after that. You're literally done. You just have to wait for Google to start crawling your website. And crawling, again, is like Google downloading your website and thinking that it's relevant to the keywords that you put in. Again, the moving idea is only one idea. There's millions of other things that people search for, like immigration, I don't know, like filling out forms, doing landscaping, like one single click. Like, on Amazon, you can just click on a button and then the thing will be shipped. It just knows everything, right? So I'm talking about the same thing. Like you create a single hub or a network or single place for people to go to solve that problem that they're looking to solve. You centralize everything, you make it easy for them, you provide some marginal benefit, and you don't have to solve a big problem, you just have to solve a small problem in a small way. And once you do that, Google knows about it. Next time somebody's searching for it, your website pops up. And how do you make money from that? You never have to worry about making money if you have traffic. And what is traffic? Traffic is when people come to your website. You figure out a way to make money. Like, that's not what I'm here to tell you about. You could use Google Ads, you could sell merchandise, you could make money from referrals, you could make money from affiliate marketing, you could make money from putting Amazon products on your website, making money. I'm not here to tell you about those things. That's not relevant. I don't want to get distracted by that stuff. There's millions of ways to make money if you have a popular website, or if you have a popular enough website. And I don't mean it to be sounding scary. Again, by popular, I mean you're getting a couple of thousand people a month. That's it. And that's easy. That's super easy to accomplish. If you just create a website that is relevant to a singular product, singular problem that people are trying to solve, and you create a template page for it, you create a centralized place, you collect the data from other places, you compile that data, you put it all into that template, you expand from there using zip codes or cities, city and state. You expand from there, meaning you create, with a single template, you can create billions of different variation on that template and create a billion different pages on the internet. And once you tell Google, hey Google, here's my sitemap, and if you don't know what a sitemap is, I'll be talking about it in the next video. But basically you tell Google, here are the billion pages on my website, start crawling it. And these are the keywords that it's related to. You put those keywords in the template and you create variation on those keywords, like move less than $2,000 from New York to California. Or again, you plug in X to Y to Z. So you put in the variables and you keep not randomizing, but you keep varying those variables based on the data that you have in your database. And next thing you know, your site is the authority site for that particular niche. Whatever that problem is that you're solving, slightly better than anybody else out there, or maybe nobody else out there. You create a simple template, you organize, aggregate data, and when people search for that particular keyword phrase, they see your website. All right, guys, this is it. My arms are getting absolutely tired. 20 minutes, 22 minutes of talking. But yeah, next time I'll definitely get a stick or some sort of a body camera stick to hold it to my body. I don't know how that works, but we'll figure something out. If you have any ideas, leave a link in the comment section below. Tell me what I should buy. Maybe I buy that and you make some money if it's a referral link. Anyway, I hope you learned something. I'll be posting a ton of videos about how to live remotely, work remotely, live anywhere you want in the world, enjoy the beautiful life, what life has to offer outside of a stupid office where everybody wants to be. You see that butterfly? It's just so beautiful. I hope that was a butterfly. But what are people doing? Living the life, a good chunk of the life, working for somebody else in some miserable condition, 8 hours a day. And I wonder why people become zombies after a while. That's exactly why. I'm not saying go fuck around and go live on a beach somewhere, although there's a beautiful beach here, but I'm not living on it. Actually working still very hard. And if you want it to happen, it will happen. You will have to just focus. You have to realize that what you're doing is most likely wrong and there are better ways to do it. And I'm here to tell you about how to do that. As you saw, not a single person here. It's crazy. It's Thursday afternoon. It's around 2 o'clock, 2:30. And, you wonder what's going on. What happened to all the people? Why they're not enjoying this beautiful weather? Why do people choose to live in a little dungeon office in a dark room? And why people are depressed all the time? Anyway, this is it. Great chatting with you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.